But he goes, I'm ready to work on the wall. We're going to build the wall. Are you ready? Are you ready? Who is going to pay for the wall? Who? So, you know, Mexico, we had a little thing yesterday. The Pope was great. He made a beautiful statement this morning. They had him convinced that illegal immigration is like a wonderful thing. Not wonderful for us. It's wonderful for Mexico. It's not wonderful. And just so you understand, I have a very good relationship with Mexico. I have a phenomenal relationship with Hispanics. We're going very soon to Nevada. After this, we go to Nevada. Then we have the SEC. A poll just came out in Nevada. I'm leading with Hispanics. They know I'm going to bring jobs back from China, from all over the place. They get it. They get it. But one of your ex-presidents of Mexico, I believe it was Calderon, said, he gave a news conference. He said, Trump, we will not pay for the wall. So the news, those guys, one of them standing right back there, said to me, President Calderon said you will not pay, that they will not pay for the wall. May I have your response? You know what I said? We're going to make the wall now 10 feet taller. 10 feet taller. Believe me. 10 feet taller. And every time they protest, it's going to go up a little bit higher. But these politicians, they come over to me after one of the events. I said, yep, we're going to build a wall, and Mexico's going to pay for the wall. First they say, oh, you can't build a wall. China, 2,000 years ago, built a wall that's 13,000 miles long, and they didn't have Caterpillar tractors. We do. And we only want to use John Deere and Caterpillar. We don't want to use Komatsu, right? We don't want to use Komatsu. We're going to use our tractors. So our wall, it's 2,000 miles, but we only need 1,000 because you have a lot of natural barriers. So these politicians come up, a couple of them. They said, you really don't think you're going to build a wall, do you? I said, so easy. So easy. We go with the precast systems right up top. It'll be so beautiful, so tall. See the ceiling? That's pretty high ceiling, but that ceiling's probably peanuts. I think I can get it higher than it. That's a pretty high. Usually I look up and the ceiling's like 10 feet. I'm saying, well, that's a pretty high sucker, but I'll tell you what, we'll go higher than that. Let's put it this way. We'll go so high that if they get up there, they're not going to come down. They're going to say, I'm not coming down. And by the way, we're going to have a door in the wall. It's going to be a big, beautiful door. And you know what's going to, people are going to come into our country, but they're going to come in legally. They're going to come in legally. So these politicians come up to me, and they're nice people. A lot of them are nice. A couple of them I don't like at all, actually, but a lot of them are nice. And they come up to me, and they say, you really can't build a wall. Yes, you can. And I explain it to them, and they say, oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Then they come up, and they say, you really can't get Mexico to pay for that wall, can you? I say, so easy. They say, there's no way. And then they go on television, there's no way. It's tough to negotiate with people when you have your own side saying you can't do it, right? But this is still an easy negotiation. So we have this massive trade deficit with Mexico. We give tremendous subsidy in many different forms to Mexico. You know why? Because we're led by stupid people. That's why we do it. Okay? We give massive subsidy to Mexico. The wall is going to cost $10 to $12 billion. That's peanuts. Peanuts compared to the deficit, which is $58 billion a year, by the way. $58 billion a year. The wall's going to cost probably, if I do it Rolls-Royce, if I call it Trump. Because if I call it Trump, we're going to have to do a really nice wall, right? I'm not going to call it Trump. I'm not going to call it Trump. But I have to make it nice because someday somebody will say, we're going to call it the Trump wall because, boy, does it work good and does it look beautiful. So we're going to build a beautiful wall. But Mexico's going to pay for it, folks. And it's so easy. It's so easy. You know, all of these countries like China could solve our North Korea problem if we had smart people at the head of our government. Because China has taken from us so much money, so many jobs. China has rebuilt itself with what they've taken out of the United States. Okay, they've rebuilt themselves. I call it the greatest theft in the history of the world, what China has taken. And we owe them $1.7 trillion. We owe them money. Can you imagine? They took our jobs. They took our base. They took our manufacturing like nobody's ever. They took our money. And again, I don't dislike China. I wish our people could deal with them. I have Carl Icahn endorse me, one of the smartest guys, business guys. We have the smartest business people in the world. Better than the Chinese, by the way. We have the smartest business. We don't use them. We use political hacks to negotiate multi-billion and even trillion-dollar deals. People that have no clue. We use Carolyn Kennedy in Japan as our chief negotiator. She's the ambassador to Japan. She didn't even want the job. She just went to looking for... Did you ever see that 60 Minutes? They say, how did you get the job? And they did a profile on her, like they did Putin and Trump and Carolyn Kennedy. And they go, she walks in, how did you get the job? Well, I went to the White House and I asked them for a job because I had nothing to do. I'm telling you, if you check the tape, it's going to be pretty close. I mean, a little different, but pretty close. And they said, what do you mean you have nothing to do? I just have nothing to do. Oh, would you like to be the ambassador to Japan? She goes, really? And I think she's a nice person because my daughter Ivanka likes her. So when my daughter Ivanka likes her, I like her, okay? I just don't want her negotiating. I want one of the killers negotiating for us. Is that okay? You know, I know the best. I know the best. I know the worst. I know the ones that are overrated. I know the ones you never heard of that are better than all of them. We will have the smartest people negotiating our deals. You know, we don't win anymore. We don't win on trade. We don't win in the military. ISIS, we can't beat ISIS. Can you imagine telling General George Patton that we can't beat ISIS? He would start laughing at you and then smack you in the face. It's true. And in modern day, he'd be immediately thrown out of the services because he was not nice, because he wasn't politically correct. He was a rough guy. We need rough, but we need smart. Smart is first, rough is second. If you can get rough, you got to get the combination. You can't have rough and not smart, okay? You know, over the years, I've dealt with a lot of rough guys, really rough, but they're not smart. They're easy. You need the combination. And we have them. West Point, Annapolis, Air Force Academy. We have people that will be great leaders, but we don't use them because everything today is political correctness. Seriously, George Patton was one of the roughest guys. He would talk rough to his men. His men, and in those days it was all men, excuse me, ladies, but it was all men in that case. But his people, but his men would die for him. They would die for him. They would fight for him no matter what he asked. They loved him. He was a rough guy. We don't have that anymore. We need the right people. I watch generals being interviewed all the time. And I don't want my generals being interviewed. I want to be unpredictable. You know, they'll say one little half sentence. It's true. Like the press oftentimes, what would you do about ISIS? Thank you, man. Oh, that's nice. Are they friends or not? Out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out of here. Come on, Keith. Go. Get him out. Get him out. You know, it's really amazing. You know, you have a couple of guys that are going to get a little publicity for themselves. All we're looking for is the same thing. We want security. We want to take care of our vets. We want to have good jobs. We want to have a nice home or house or apartment. We want to have a safe family. We're all looking for the same thing. Where do these people come from? Where do they come from? Really, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt them, but get them out. So sad. Don't hurt them. You know, I've gone through this, and here's the good thing about the protesters. They show how big the crowd is. Because these guys never show the crowd unless they have a protester. Look at the size of this crowd. They never show the crowd. Sometimes I develop my own protesters because it's the only way they'll turn the cameras and show the crowd. But it is true, you know, when you think, it's basic things. Whether you're Democrat, whether you're liberal, conservative, everybody, we want the same things. We want to have safety. We want to pay low taxes. We want to be left alone. We want to have a good family. We want education. We don't want Common Core, horrible stuff. You know, and honestly, sometimes I think I could take a couple of these young kids, they're usually kids, sit down with them for 5 minutes. I think I'd convince them, but who knows? I mean, it's just incredible. And the sad part is we have thousands of people here today, and yet he'll end up getting, because he holds up a picture of a potato. It's really, and that's part of the beauty. The people are so smart. And when I won New Hampshire, we won with the smart ones. We won with everything. But the people are so smart, they get it. They get it. So I want to go back, though, to trade for a second. Because when I started, it was about trade and the border. And it hit a note. Then we had the Paris attack, which was horrible. 130 people killed. We're going to save our Second Amendment, folks, by the way, 100%. 100%. Then you had the attack in California with the 14 people with the radicalized woman who probably radicalized the young guy, and they get married and they kill people that they worked with. 14 people, they killed them. They threw a wedding party for these two, and they walk in and they shot them like just disgusting. Disgusting. When I see that, it's disgusting. It tells you there's something going on. And by the way, when I said ban, temporary ban, I mean temporary ban. This country cannot afford. It cannot afford to do what they want to do. We have so many problems. They want to let thousands and thousands and thousands of the Syrian migration come into the country. We have no idea who they are. We have no idea where they come from. We have no idea. There's no paperwork. There's no anything. You see what's happening in Germany. You see what's happening in Sweden, of all places. I have friends that are from Germany. 3 years ago, they're saying it's the greatest country in the world. We love Germany. They called me up 2 days ago. They say, we're leaving Germany. They're leaving. They're going to another country. They want to get out of Germany. What she has done to that country is disgraceful. And we're not going to have it happen to our country. We're not going to have it happen. So, I did this, and it was about trade and border, and everybody loved what I said on the border, and they loved what I said on the wall, and the wall's going to happen, and the border's going to be strong, and people are going to come in legally, and all of that, and we're going to get great trade deals because we're going to use the smartest people in the world, and they all want it. They're all calling me. Carl endorsed me, Carl Icahn, but others endorse me. They all want to come in. They all want a piece. They don't want any money. To them, it's like a chess game. They want to do it because they want to do it. They don't want fees. They don't want anything. The other guys want money. These guys don't. They're rich people. The reason they're rich is because they're so good at this stuff. They know it so well. They call me. They say, can you believe what China's getting away with? Can you believe what Vietnam, that's a new one, by the way, Vietnam is getting away with? They say, can you believe what Japan is getting away with? They send cars by the millions. They come off the biggest ships I've ever seen in Los Angeles by the millions. We send them like nothing. And if we send them something, they don't want it, they send it back. We send them wheat. We send them wheat. They send us cars that cost $200,000 each. We send them wheat. And then they don't want the wheat. They send it back. Because their farmers don't want it. It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, honestly. And we have all the cards. We have all the cards. All you have to do is say, look, you're not treating us right. We have to stabilize. We have to equalize. They send us. We have to send them. It's got to be relatively an equal amount. We're going to get along fine with them. You know what? The funny thing is, we are taken advantage of by every country in the world. Every country beats us. We don't win at anything. Every country beats us at trade. And yet they all hate us. You know why they hate us? Because they don't respect us. They think we're stupid people. They think because our leaders are stupid, we're all stupid. We're not stupid. That's why we have all these people in these rooms. So it's going to change. And I'll tell you about Carrier again. I'll finish the story about Carrier. So they moved to Mexico, right? I would call, meaning, I guess it's not, a lot of people say, you have to act, you have tremendous talent. Somebody said, he's a tremendous, you know, Jeb Bush said, Donald Trump is a gifted politician. My wife said, I thought he was your enemy. Why is he saying that? I said, because he's stupid. What can I say? You know?